Betway sponsors Froch versus Groves 2 on Sky Sports.
Coogan Cassius, IFL TV in association with Betway here at Wembley Arena.
Bit of sponsorship there.
For this event, yeah. Did you hear about it, David?
No.
Yeah, they're sponsoring us for this event.
They're sponsoring you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
That time, I said to you before, you deserve a sponsor. The amount of hits you get, if there are any sponsors out there and you want some good coverage, no, this is the guy to see, believe me.
Yeah, because it's only for this event, so that's a good plug for us actually.
No, I'm just saying, watch an amount of, how many hits do you get a month?
On average, without a massive event, over 1 million. So, and that's without a Froch Groves.
That's just a standard month. That is.
That is. If you're fighting, that goes up.
Of course it does, but I might even think about sponsoring you with one of my products.
In association with Haye.
Yeah, might sound a bit sort of biased.
Yeah, biased.
Yeah.
Coogan Cassius here. David.
Before you say anything, you can't ask me anything about me or my. This is about Carl Froch and George Groves. So don't ask me anything about me personally. Just chucking it out there. So carry on.
I'm glad you put that out there, so I know before the interview starts that I can't ask you anything.
It's not about me. It's about these guys. So I'll talk about them.
Fair enough. David, talking's done now. The final head-to-head after the weighing's done now. It's been a long, drawn-out process since the first fight. Where do you sit on it about what's going to happen tomorrow?
I sit on the fact that I believe both fighters will be at their optimum. I believe the last time round, both fighters wasn't. I know George had a new coach, a new head coach in Paddy. He went from Adam to Paddy. There's emotions there, going from one coach to another, a new setup, a new surroundings, new way of doing things. So he would not have been at his optimum then. Carl, I know he didn't train that great for the fight. I know he took George very lightly, so he wouldn't have been 100% up for it. So both fighters weren't at their best. If I had to nudge towards one guy or the other, I'd probably say George performed better than I've ever seen him before. So I'd say George performed better on the night, although he lost the fight. I thought he performed better. He did more with the situation than Carl did. But for this fight, we've got a Carl who's 100% prepared, and now we've got a George Groves who's 100% prepared because he's just focused with Paddy, and he's done his thing. He's got a strength and conditioning coach that he's very happy with, and that's like the training from the word from his camp. All the I's have been dotted and T's have been crossed, and he's happy. On the scales, he looked better than I've ever seen him before. He looked leaner. His muscle bulk looked healthy. He had a nice glow about him. He didn't look weight drained at all. He looked good. He looked solid. I was really happy with what I saw on scale. Same thing with Carl. Carl looked his usual. He's always in great condition. But how the fight will play out, I genuinely don't know. I tell you what, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think George is going to knock him out. I think if there was ever a time where George could have knocked him out, it was the first fight. I believe that was his opportunity to cause the big upset, the big stoppage victory. I think the only time to do that was the first fight. Carl, I know, took that big shot in the first round. Any fighter that takes a shot that big in the first round, it was like, the same sort of damage that Oliver McCall dished out to Lennox Lewis when they fought. That same big knockdown where Lennox wasn't given the opportunity to continue, but he was out on his feet the same way Carl was. Carl dug deep and ground it through. So if George couldn't stop him in that position after having your opponent in that bad a state and you're 100% fresh, then that was his chance to stop him. I don't think that will happen. I can see George outboxing Carl. I can see George definitely outboxing Carl for big portions of the fight, because George is a very, very good boxer. I've done lots of rounds with George, and he's difficult to catch. When he decides to box, he's very, very, very difficult to catch. He's very hard to hit clean. He's slippery. He's got fast hands. But then again, on the flip side, Carl's just got the most awkward style ever. He doesn't do anything pretty. You wouldn't really teach someone to do that. I've heard George say you wouldn't teach someone to box like Carl. You wouldn't really, but it somehow works. Some people wouldn't have taught Michael Johnson to run like this, but he does it and breaks records. So who cares? There are a lot of people who do things. Nassim Hamid or Errol Graham, you'd say don't do that, but they do it and it works. Just because something doesn't look traditionally pretty doesn't mean it's wrong. It's been right for Carl his whole career. Everyone who's fought Carl up until this point have had that traditional style, and 9 out of 10 of them Carl's been able to beat. So So I'm kind of right. I'm smack bang in the middle. For me, as long as there's a clear victor, as long as somebody comes at this fight and this guy's won the fight, I'm happy. Because last time I wasn't happy. Carl wasn't happy. George wasn't happy. It was just it was an unhappy night all round. Everyone was booing. Everyone left there going, "Well, it was a great fight, but I don't want any buts. I want there to be the new super middleweight champion of the world. That's what I want."
In the final press conference leading up to the first fight, Jules said that he was going to hit Carl with a double right hand. It was one right hand that landed in that first round. He said in this press conference that he's going to finish Carl with a left hook. Now, mind games or not, whatever, can George hit Carl with a better shot than what he did in that first round, in your opinion?
He can do, yeah. But if he does, Carl won't go down because Carl's expecting that. You can knock someone down with a shot they're not expecting all day long, but when someone's expecting a big shot, very rarely does that happen. And when someone looks for the knockout, it doesn't happen. What did George predict in the first fight? Did he predict the result of the first fight, or?
No, but there was the.
I know he definitely said 2 big right hands in the first round, but
double right hand.
What was the prediction? I can't remember what it was.
To be honest, I don't remember myself, but
he definitely didn't predict he'd get stopped. Then put it that way. So predictions are only that, a prediction. I've made predictions before and got it wrong. I've got it right sometimes. George was supremely confident for that first fight, and I know why, because he performed out of his skin. He was in great shape. He boxed out of his skin. He boxed as good as I've ever seen him box. Can he do it again? Can he do it better? He's going to need to do better than he did last time. He can't if he performs the same way he boxed last time against Carl, who's up for it. It won't be enough. So he's going to need to raise his game, and I believe he has raised his game because he's done his. I've watched all these his training behind the scenes, behind the ropes. And he looks great. He looks really, really good. He looks in a great place. So I think he's going to raise his game. Carl's going to raise his game. I just think this is a great fight. Great fight around. It's hard to pick a winner with any certainty, you know, because a lot of people, everyone who's backing George this time, George lost last time. Everyone who's backing Carl's getting head boxed off for most of the fight. So you've got an argument for both fighters. You know, I'm not going to give you a prediction of the fight. But I'll tell you what I don't see. I'll tell you what I don't think is going to happen. I don't think Carl's going to get knocked out, and I don't think Carl's going to outbox George like he did against Arthur Hayburns, for instance. They're the 2 things that are not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going to happen? I don't know. They'll probably end up in the draw or something like that.
David, as an event, 80,000 people will be at Wembley, the National Stadium tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's as
big as boxing gets in any part of the world. No, not just in the UK. It's bigger than a Vegas fight. Everyone says, yeah, Vegas is the mecca of boxing. They need to come here tomorrow night, and that's where they'll see where the mecca of boxing is. It doesn't get any bigger than this. This is on par. This weigh-in was on par with any Floyd Mayweather weigh-in, any Manny Pacquiao weigh-in. This, the hype, the anticipation, the excitement. You don't get this anywhere else in life. I think this is the home of boxing now over here, and you know, Carl and George have done a fantastic job promoting this fight. Sky Sports have done a great job. You know, there's nobody out there that doesn't know about this fight. There's nobody out there who's not aware that there's a huge fight happening, and George Groves and Carl Froch should be proud of themselves, even before the fight, that they've generated such interest. You know, and they both laid it on the line in the first fight. I mean, what would be nice would be a draw or a rubber match. That's what I'd like. I don't want this to be the end of the road. I want it to be another one.
George would be happy with a draw, would he?
George definitely would be happy with a draw. But, you know, it's another big payday. You know, you get paid the same whether you draw, win or lose. So, you know, if there was a draw, it might be a 50-50 split next time, and they'd both be walking away with the same. And I don't know.
Trilogy written all over.
Yeah, listen, you can't, if George wins, a rubber match. If Carl wins, he's technically beaten him twice, but it depends how the fight goes. It depends how the fight goes. It depends if it's a 2-round blowout for either of them. Nobody really wants to see him rematch. If it's a Gatti Ward type, or even if it's a George Groves, Carl Froch 2. If it was anything like the first fight, I want to see a third fight.
All right. I missed you in Vegas, and you was around, loitering around for Mayweather Maidana.
Yeah, I was down there for that one, and Amir Khan obviously went there to support Amir doing his thing.
Yeah.
Great box, great. I thought he stole the show. He really was amazing.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, David Haye. Thanks for talking to IFL TV.
iFilm TV.
IFL TV.
IFL TV. Sorry, just go.
Yeah, renamed a few months ago now.
Okay. IFL TV. It doesn't have the same ring to it though, does it?
Yeah, we had no choice, unfortunately.
It's illegal, this situation, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't go that far.
We should come up with another name for it.
Can't change it now, Dave.
Listen, in 10 years' time, no one will ever remember anything. Everyone will still be calling you iFilm.
I don't mind that because it's the initials to iFilm London, but
I know, but it doesn't roll off the tongue. I'll never remember that. I'll walk away now. No, I'll never remember that. It's got to be something like, I don't know.
I bet you do remember it. You're not actually.
I'm telling you, I genuinely won't remember it. Or maybe, what could it be? How about something with your name?
No, it's not just me.
How about Coogan?
I've got a partner in this, haven't I? Me and
Fuck your
James.
partner, man. Baby, you're the figurehead.
No, we're a team, David. We are a team.
You're the Branson of this organisation, aren't you? That's what you told me earlier.
Me
You said it's a
too.
one-man show, really. You got some dead weight that you're trying to chop off.
Prove it.
Okay, you filmed it, didn't you? You got it on camera.
All right, David. Listen, thanks for talking to IFL TV. If you ever want to talk about anything, whenever, just
I'll let you know.
let me know.
I may have some announcements, maybe about something.
no,
I
if
don't
you
know.
do, just let me know. It'd be nice to
give you a shout.
catch up with you. I can take a hint, you know.
Okay.
All right, David Haye, thanks for talking to IFL TV for the third time, and we'll catch up with you soon. And look forward to tomorrow night.
IFL TV.
Bang on.
IFL, yeah?
Bang on.
See, I got it right.
Can you actually just say for me, this is David Haye and you're watching IFL TV?
This is David Haye, aka the Haymaker, former two-weight world champion, and you're watching IFL TV.
Wasn't so hard, was it? Thank you very much.
No problem.
Betway sponsors Froch versus Groves 2 on Sky Sports.